Hello everyone, my name's Goff. I'm gonna walk through you guys about my projects, what's really surprised me, what's come as a challenge, and are there any question left unanswered? So, the word that I choose for my project is sleep, and there's a good reason for this word. And I have like a tons of experience with this word. So, as to you guys, I know 8 hours of sleep, all that stuff. So back in my high school day, I used to sleep a lot actually. So much so that my friend called me a sleepy guy. I would stay up all night gaming and finish it at like 5 to 6 a.m. And I just like wash my face, dress up, and go to school like that. That's why I sleep in the class like that. And so much so that one time when there's an event being held, like there's a crowd of people. Uh, at the end of the event, I'm being left alone, with the teachers. I even have a picture here, and I really feel confused. But at that time, as a kid, I just brushed it off. But the important events that make me think about sleep as not just a word, not just the action is when I sleep under the air conditioner. Like this is me. This is the air conditioner. The air conditioner just broken off. But it didn't come down as a whole, but it swing its side just right off me and then fall down. I was really lucky, I have to say that. And when I wake up, I was in shock, and confused. But my friend called me, are you a cat? You having night life or something? Is this your eighth life? Whatever. And yeah, I got to think about my high school time a lot, and since that's why I'm choosing this word. So I'm tackling down on a lot of perspective, and I found it to be quite surprising. For example, in the movie like The Godfather, Irishman, Sopranos, it's a series. The one that stood out to me the most, like they all interpreted sleep as dead, like you pass away or something. There's a scene in The Godfather where they're in discuss, in family, and all of a sudden there's a package delivered to them, and there's a bulletproof vest inside. There's a fish, and one of the guy, Peter Clemenza, just told the whole crew that Luca Brasi is the guy sending out for the information. Luca Brasi sleep with the fishes, meaning that he's dead. Even in the movie you saw that he's being killed off on the screen. It really comes as a surprise that they can interpret the word slave as that as well. Because think about it. When we sleep, we feel unconscious. We didn't know we sleep. Like even though when we're about to sleep, we're like, okay, I'm about to close my eye. My eyes about to be shut. But like when you're sleeping, you don't know you sleep. I know it's a little bit confusing, but bear with me. I also dig up some research which is really surprising. Like the one back in 1964. Oh, and first of all, when I'm trying to find research about sleep, it just pop up all the medical stuff, the healthy lifestyle. I just want to know the meaning of the word. It's really hard to find a source, so much so that I have to reference the painting from during the Italian Renaissance that they interpreted sleep as a painting. So this research that I found, it's about the meanings of it. Is the let me see, I note it down somewhere. Oh yeah, it said that in the biblical context, you know, when you sleep, it's like that was just a nap before waking up in the afterlife, which is interesting. It's the research back in 1964, and it captured it quite well, because think about it. If you interpreted sleep as that, you you're never waking up in this world, but you're waking up in the afterlife, which is what it tried to tell us. And beside the word dead and the meaning in dead, I also look up its meaning in terms of like sexual intercourse and how it interprets in like gender, men and women, and in cultural context, which is which I found really interesting and funny. So in the Nigerian culture, they use the faith as "I sleep with four legs." Think about it, four legs, like two people sleeping together. Each of us consists a pair of leg together. We I sleep with four leg. This is really genius. And also in terms of psychological perspective, like people with insomnia, where sometimes people use sleep as an escape from anxiety and school pressure. So there's one student noticed in this research that I want to sleep, but I can't because there's too much burden for me to sleep. Yeah, I sometimes feel like that as well. It somewhat feel relatable in some sense. I really dig down on that research, and I found that like 70% or some kind 70% of people experience like burdens, like even if it's social life, social pressure, like future career, and even tasks at hand, and all of that. It adds up, and it makes people unable to sleep. So yeah, this is my kind of overall and what I found to be interesting. I wish I can share the overall rating with you guys. Anyway, there are also some interesting questions that I have. The first one is, can metaphorical language limit our ability to address real problems? Like, what does it really mean to sleep with someone? Let's say I sleep with her. There's going to be two groups of people understanding it differently. First group understands sleep as just sleep, and the other group understands sleep as having sexual intercourse. And another question is that, are generational shift going to impact how we interpret these metaphors? We see it in like memes, funny videos. Maybe the word sleep could change over time into more a comical terms, or maybe the one during the industrialization where people use the word rest and nap instead because it make them feel less lazy. When you use those two words, it feels more like you just take a brief break and then go for more, some kind of that. All right, that's my overall view. Thank you guys for listening, and you guys have a good one.